Hello everyone. In previous lecture we discussed about the definition of inflammation, then causes of inflammation and its vascular and cellular changes. And in today's lecture we are going to discuss acute and chronic inflammation. Inflammation have a two type. First one is a acute and second one is a chronic. So we will discuss in detail one by one. First one is a acute inflammation. What is meant by acute? Acute inflammation is the early response of tissue injury and it is the first line of defense against the injury, and it is characterized by the change in the microcirculations. So if any changes or if any injury is produced, the acute inflammation is seen, and it is typically in short duration occurring before the immune response become established. So before immune response is established, there is a early sign is a acute inflammation. So acute inflammation is divided into many types according to the location or according to the site of inflammation. So first one is acute catarrh. So what is acute catarrhal inflammation? It is mostly seen in a superficial epithelium of mucous membrane. The mucous membrane present in the respiratory tract, mucous lining of respiratory and digestive system. The catarrh rhinitis, it is a disorder of nasal mucosa. Then another one is a catarrh colitis, it is a disorder of intestine. Then catarrhal bronchitis, it is a disorder of the bronchi, and these all are the example of acute catarrhal inflammation, and this inflammation is terminated by the resolution of the superficial epithelium is involved. It is the first type of the acute inflammation, and acute means it is a early response and it is having a short time duration. So acute catarrhal inflammation is also within a short time duration. Second one is acute fibrinoid inflammation. Fibrinoid word indicate the fibrous tissue formation, and this is a type of inflammation seen in a serous membrane such as a pericardial tissue, peritoneum and pleural membrane. Exudate, we see about the exudate in the vascular changes. The exudate between two layers of membrane is formed and fibrin threads are deposited at the site of exudate, and due to which two layers of membrane are fused, and thus name is a fibrinoid inflammation. And this pericardial acute fibrinoid inflammation shows peculiar appearance of surface of heart and is known as a bread of butter appearance or bread on butter appearance. And in healing, original tissue is replaced by the fibrous tissue. So this fibrinoid inflammation is takes place due to the healing process, means the repair process, because original tissue is replaced by the fibrous tissue, and loss of functional activity due to this fibrous tissue, and sometimes the exudate is large amount of pus is formed, and thus inflammation is next advantage. Then this is the next advantage. Inflammation is a third one is a acute suppurative inflammation. Acute suppurative inflammation means the process of pus formation because of the exudate. The pus or the many WBCs are there, RBCs are there, and this forming the exudate into the pus. And the suppurative type of inflammation is caused by the pyogenic cocci, and pus formation is the peculiarity of this type of inflammatory reaction. For example, abscess. Abscess is one of the best example of the acute suppurative inflammation. In this case, the abscess is pyogenic cocci. After their and entry inside the body, they start their multiplication and forms a small nodules, and it irritates the surrounding living tissue, and this start the inflammatory reaction. And then the WBC try to remove the dead tissue and matters of the liquefying them. So because of that process, the pus formation is takes place due to the entry and establishment of pyogenic cocci, and pyogenic cocci after their entry and it multiply and form a small nodule, and this small nodule irritate the living tissue and living the surrounding cells, and because of that the cells are die, and the WBC as a fighter cells, and they remove these debris. Due to the remove process, the formation of pus takes place, and this condition is known as a abscess. And disintegrated protein constituent of cytoplasm, pus cells, dead WBC, they contribute formation of pus, and the abscess is formed, and which increase the tension of pain fibers, and constant pain are produced in the zone of inflammatory reaction. To accelerate repair, abscess but be drained so to remove the pus and bacterial nodules. Healing process takes place and form the fibrosis. So again that fibroid degeneration, fibroid inflammation also takes place. This is the third type of inflammation, is the acute suppurative inflammation. But acute word indicate the inflammation is the short duration. Then next one is a acute allergic inflammation. It is actually antigen antibody type of reaction, and it is divided into two major parts. First one is a early change and second one is the late reaction or late allergic reaction. The early reaction, the blood vessels or capillary are the site of attack. They dilate, blood becomes leak and produce large number of exudate, and this produces the localized swelling, redness of skin and itching. And in late reaction, site of attack is other than the blood vessel. Mostly the parenchyma of the organ is attached and resulting into the death of cell, and it's both due to the early allergic reaction in endothelium of blood vessel is attached and large swelling are produced, thus called as a acute allergic inflammation. Because of that, allergy is known as a acute allergic inflammation. These are the four type of acute inflammation. So acute inflammation according to the site of inflammation or according to the its effects is divided into these four types. Another one is a chronic inflammation. So chronic inflammation refers to prolonged inflammatory response that involves a progressive changes in types of cell present at the site of inflammation. And chronic inflammation happens when response is lingers and leaving your body in constant state alter. And over time, chronic inflammation may have a negative impact on your tissue or organs. So it is a prolonged process. Because of this prolonged process, your tissue or organ may be affected and it shows the negative impact on your body. So we are going to start these symptoms of chronic inflammation and how to impact on your body. These are the one is the symptoms of chronic inflammation. Acute inflammation often causes the noticeable symptoms such as a pain, redness or swelling. But chronic inflammation symptoms are usually subtler. These make them easy to notice. First one is a fatigue, fever, mouth sores, rashes, abdominal pain, chest pain. These all are the easy symptoms to overlook, and these are the easy symptoms of chronic inflammation. Then what causes chronic inflammation? Acute inflammation often causes the symptoms, but the several things can causes the chronic inflammation, including the untreated cause of acute inflammation. If the acute inflammation is not treated time, then shows the chronic inflammation such as the infection or injury or any autoimmune system disorder which involves your immune system mistakenly attacking on healthy tissue. These are seen in the chemotherapy process, because in chemotherapy process the drugs are not identified only the affected cells, they are also attack on our normal cells. So because of the chemotherapy process, the autoimmune disorders which involves your immune system mistakenly attacking on the healthy tissue, these are the one reason. And because of some drugs or some disorder your immune system is low, then it shows the negative effect. Then another cause is the long term exposure to irritants such as an industrial chemical or the polluted air, and because of that these symptoms are produces the many diseases like asthma, chronic peptic ulcer, chronic sinusitis, tuberculosis, chronic active hepatitis. These are all seen due to the chronic inflammation, and these causes are very harmful. Another one is the impact how does chronic inflammation impact on your body? When you have a chronic inflammation, your body's inflammatory response can eventually start the damaging healthy cells. This is the one of the most negative effect on your body, because it's damaging the healthy cells, tissue and organ. And over time this can lead to the DNA damage and tissue death and the internal scarring, and all these are linked to the development of several diseases like cancer, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity. These all are diseases are produced due to the chronic inflammation. So acute inflammation treated at time is most important, because it leads to the chronic inflammation, and chronic inflammation is harmful. Then, but what is the how we treated, and how is chronic inflammation treated? The inflammation is a natural part of the healing process, but when it becomes chronic, it's important to get under control to reduce your risk of long term damage. Some of the options have been, these are the some drugs are available, like a non-steroidal or anti-inflammatory drug, then the steroids, supplements, because these may help to reduce inflammation. And the treatment is most important, because they reduce the inflammation. So but many fates of inflammation, if the first one is a resolution, the fates are resolution is nothing but the reconstitution of 100% repair, leading to formation of exact replica of lost tissue, hence no structural and functional losses during resolution. Second one is the organization. The organization is possible only when if infection does not occur, and during the organization lost tissue are replaced by dissimilar type of tissue, is it mostly fibrous tissue. These are the organization. And third one is a suppression. Suppression is the characterized by the infection, pus formation is takes place, and replacement of lost tissue by different or dissimilar mostly fibrous tissue, and resulting into the structural and function losses. So chronic inflammation lead to the structural and function losses. So inflammation is treated by time, within time is important. These are the inflammation. First one is a acute inflammation, and second one is a chronic inflammation. Acute inflammation is the small time taking inflammation, and chronic inflammation is a prolonged procedure. So today we finished the acute inflammation and chronic inflammation. Here our topic of inflammation is also finished. So I stop here. Thank you.